what's happening? Today we're reviewing Vatos Locos, available on Tubi, and I got to say this movie's bad, dude. It's
Yeah,
really bad.
yeah.
I don't recommend it.
So the plot is about two brothers kind of abused. Their dad gets killed in a shady drug deal, and then um, somehow miraculously they meet this guy. He's supposedly a mob boss, and he wants to hire the 8-year-old to help him with some things that he's doing.
Right.
And then it just kind of goes from there. And supposedly he raises them, and I never see that. They never showed in the movie. Um, and this movie's all over the place.
Yeah, it
So
cuts to like 10 years later, and all of a sudden he's slinging doggy biscuits, and
yeah,
there's no lead up to that. It was just like all of a sudden, oh, I'm slinging doggy biscuits. I mean, I'm guessing maybe in part two it might come into play, but throughout the movie, there's no reason for him to be selling doggy.
but like when they're moving when they're moving the product, the doggy biscuits, there's pictures of dogs on the boxes, dude. Did you see
Right.
that? Do you remember?
Yes. They're
Like,
just they're just miscellaneous like printouts of random dogs that they
yeah,
just slapped on the side of a box. So
yeah, too nuts, man, too
I don't
nuts.
know. I don't You're right. Maybe he was actually moving dope.
And he
Just
was asking for that dude with the face tattoos. He was looking for his permission or his blessing.
right,
Remember? So he walked in there and he's like, "Oh," sat down like a mob boss, and this dude with
right.
some fucking weird face tattoos, dude. Like that was
Yeah.
I've seen some crazy face tattoos. That just didn't make sense to me. But yeah, he's looking for his blessings. That's why I think it might have been, drugs that he was doing.
Right.
So
And let's talk about those tattoos for a minute. I
yeah.
don't have any. You have several. Some
Mhm.
call you the illustrated man. But these tattoos were clearly drawn on with Sharpie.
Yeah.
They were just so bad, dude. Like everything
Yeah.
about this movie was horrible. I don't know who was in charge of the costumes, but why everybody had to wear a hat and everybody had to wear a plaid shirt. Now I understand, we got some cholos, and that's kind of like the heart of this movie is about the cholo.
Yeah.
But I just, they don't always wear plaid shirts, and I
No.
didn't know cholos were derbies or like wannabe fedoras that often. They
Yeah.
were they were like shitty derbies and shitty fedoras, like they were wrinkled, like they were in the bottom of the box, and someone picked them out.
In the costume department.
Dude. I mean, Sharpie tattoos, wrinkled hats, and plaid shirts were like the common theme in this movie.
Yeah, and his son, his actual like blood-born son. What do you call it? His biological son.
Mhm.
His biological son is actually, I guess, one of the lead characters. What's his name? Esteban? I
Esteban,
think that,
that's his
yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
His name is Rico Chapa.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's his son, but he ends up marrying his daughter. And then like when you think about it and you know that it's really his son, but in the movie he's marrying his real his real dad or his fake dad that raised him, marrying
Right.
the daughter. It's kind of gross. I
Yeah,
don't
a
know.
little bit. A little
If you
bit.
think about it.
Fake or not, it bothered me a little bit. This movie was just like, dude, it's so fucking bad. It is so all over the place. Like, yeah, you're okay. So in the beginning, it's these two kids, or it's a cholo doing a drug deal gone bad,
Well,
and then
real quick
yeah,
before
yeah,
you,
yeah.
you know what the drug deal was gone bad, right? Because they gave him sugar.
Yes, yes,
So
instead of
okay,
cocaine.
they said that in the very beginning, but go ahead.
Right.
Sorry. So
Yes.
the
So
drug deal gone bad.
drug deal goes bad, and then it cuts to the next scene. The dad comes home from the drug deal, and there's two little kids eating breakfast or something, and the dad closes the door because he's like, I don't want your mom coming here, or something about the mom, and
Yeah.
then the mom shows up. She's all pissed drunk, and she's in a towel
Yeah.
for some reason.
They
Okay,
didn't
so she
explain
didn't.
that at
Right, didn't
all.
explain that. She just shows up at the front door in a towel, like she just got out of the shower, and they start fighting. And that part was just it was sad to me. That part was sad, like because I
Yeah.
know that's out there that people are living that life. But then after that, the movie just got shitty, and I forgot about the sadness of the kids. And so then now the dad dies in another drug deal, right?
Yeah.
And
No, no,
then
no. He gets set up.
oh,
She
that's right,
takes
he
him
gets
to
set
this Asian spot, right?
right, and
Because
she
he's
she orders dim sum to go.
yeah,
No,
dim sum to
nothing,
go.
nothing particular. Didn't order, shumai or anything specific. Just let me get dim sum to go.
He was set up when he threw the knife at
Yeah,
the Asian dude's neck, the Asian drug
yeah,
dealer's neck, which
right.
wow. Anyways, so that's why, and then that girl set him up, took him
Right.
to that Asian spot, and then that's when he got, ambushed.
Mhm.
And that's when he got smoked.
Yeah. And that whole fight scene was fucking ridiculous too. This movie was just so bad, dude. Okay. So the son Now he's setting up like a fight club at the school, and he's setting up flyers all around the campus saying, come check out America versus Mexico or something like that.
Something like that.
And he steals a bottle of alcohol from his mom, and he's selling shots of alcohol to the kids. And these kids are like eight, maybe,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
he's got this bottle of Absolute. He's just pouring shots to everybody and taking money. And then the kids are fighting, obviously, really badly. And then it gets broken up, and then some security guard is like walking the kids out, and that's when the one-eyed cholo shows up to save the day and takes him under his wing.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
Really awkward, man.
Yeah,
Really awkward.
yeah.
And that kid, well, his little brother, that was Juan, I think,
Mhm.
the little brother. He hires him. But anyways, dude, yeah, let's talk about the brother. The brother is he's weird, dude. He's weird.
Yes.
I don't know if you caught this at the beginning, but when the dad, before he got killed, he was talking to both of them, and he's talking shit about one of the brothers to the
Yeah.
other brother in front
Right.
of him. It's like, now I see it. They could have built that up a little bit more, but
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He asked him like a math problem, like what's 1 + 1? The guy has to think about it or something. He goes, yeah, see, you need to take care of him. I'm gonna put you in charge. It's like I said, all right.
This kid's got it all figured out. He's in charge. Yeah, the brother. So yeah, I mentioned that he ends up with the dude's daughter, right? With Miklo's, we'll just call him Miklo. He ends up with his daughter, and they end up getting married in the carniceria, or in the in the supermarket.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. So then now he owns a market, and they're walking in the grocery store, and they're all standing there in a meeting, like in the restaurant of the grocery store, I guess. And there's a chick just miscellaneously practicing nunchucks. Just the miscellaneous chola practicing nunchucks, and apparently that ends up being his Haina. He says something. He calls her his Haina, and she's just miscellaneously practicing nunchucks. And I'm really expecting that to come into play later, because there's no reason to have some woman or some chola practicing nunchucks inside the kitchen of a grocery store for no reason.
Yeah. Ever.
Ever.
Not even in this, not even Fantasyland, in movie land.
Yeah. I want to know when they wrote the story, like, okay, yeah, that we're gonna have scene cuts to Chola practicing nunchucks in the kitchen of a grocery store. Like, how did that play out?
Honestly, I think it was like too many people writing this movie.
Yeah.
They said it was just him, but dude, was he like on PCP or what? Like what?
Right. I think he hand wrote it, dropped the papers, and then shuffled them all back together and just said, "This is the storyline, and this makes sense now."
He put them in a shredder. He typed them up, put them in a shredder, and was like, you know what? Actually, let's run with that movie and try to put it all back together. Yeah, it was amazing, dude. There was no special effects really. Like, the gunshots, like they were using. Okay, so there's one scene in there where they're playing Russian roulette, and it's clearly not a real revolver, where the revolver doesn't even revolve.
Right.
They still play the sound. And then if you look at the very tip of the gun, I'm going to put this on there. If you look at the very tip of the gun, they spray painted it. It was orange. You could tell it was orange, and they spray painted it black.
Yeah. The budget had to have been like a pack of Big League Chew and a bag of recycled cans or some shit, dude, because it was so bad. And in my head, I'm imagining them on the set, and the main character, the one-eyed burrito, that he's acting like the guy from Along Came Polly. He's like just hanging on to that one thing that he was on as a kid, and he's this really accomplished actor. And I feel like on the set, everybody's like, "Wow, it's really him from Blood In, Blood Out," and that's all he's hanging on to.
Yeah.
And I looked at his IMDb, and he's got a lot of bad movies under his belt. So he does have.
He was in Street Fighter, dude. He was Ken.
He was Ken. The fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, go back and watch that Jean-Claude Van Damme masterpiece.
Oh my god, dude. I had no idea, but so he's got a lot of shitty movies under his belt. I just imagine him on set, just like walking around like he owns, like, and everybody's just looking up to him because of all his accomplishments as a bad cholo actor.
Well, no, but that's the whole thing. It's like, I'm pretty sure he's directing it, and nobody thought, you know what, this movie ain't for me. Yeah. This isn't good. Hey, shut it down, shut production down.
Yeah, and then I want to know what was like the right when they premiered the movie for everybody, and there's the red carpet and people walking past taking pictures and shit. Like, wonder what that was like, and where did they play it?
They probably didn't have a red carpet. It was like the fucking Golfland turf rolled out, dude. So the main baddie, right? The main bad guy, Asian. He, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie Better Off Dead with John Cusack. Well, there's some Asian dude pretending to sound like Howard Cosell, and he's a racer. But anyways, this guy sounds like that. He sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's trying to be an Amer. He's sounds like he doesn't speak any English at
Mm,
all, but is pretending to know how to speak English in
right,
an English accent and not English America, like UK English. Like,
right.
so he kind of talks like this. That's
For,
because I'm Asian.
right. And but it looks I couldn't tell if it was a voiceover or not because I'm like watching the lips and I'm like, it's kind of syncing up. Either they did a really good job or this guy is just talking stupid for no fucking reason. Like,
No, he was talking stupid for no fucking reason.
okay, so it wasn't a voiceover because
No.
that shit was just not clear to me, like what was going on.
Yeah, he was bad. And then all of a sudden he's a karate master and knows
Right.
how to kick ass. And
Because he's Asian.
the cop that goes in and he
Uh-huh.
tries to, extort him or whatever and says,
Right.
oh, he wants money from him or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy looked like a grown-up chunk, like from the
Yes,
Goonies, dude.
exactly. That's exactly who I thought he was, dude. I had to
kept
look it
thinking,
up. I
yeah,
had to look it up. Yeah, it wasn't
I
him.
thought
But
it was him, dude.
yeah, he
And I
looked
was
just
like,
like
he's horrible, dude.
him. He went from
Horrible.
Goonies to this.
Yeah. So then he's trying to extort them with his Chicana or he calls her a little beaner.
Yeah.
No, he was talking about Mexicans and they're in the car. She goes, I'm a beaner too. Remember the chubby his
Yeah.
partner? Anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets his legs
Chainsawed off.
chainsawed off by that dude.
It was
looks like
that
Creeper.
scene was so bad, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And then there was like a little drug war after that, remember? And then this shirtless cholo comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
And
he's doing hits.
Yeah, you just see him, you see his shoes, and then also he's like running through the streets and he's got no shirt on for some reason. And then he shoots this guy, and then like,
oh, freaking Tonto Rambo, dude.
Yes, dude.
Tonto Rambo. What the dude, he's on the roof. He jumps down. He's like, he's got some machine guns. He jumps down off the roof, dude, onto the flat ground. Onto flat ground, and then smokes one guy, and then asks the other guy that has his hands up where so and so is. Crazy, dude. Crazy.
This fucking movie's so bad, dude.
Yeah,
this movie's so bad.
The final fight scene.
Yes.
That I think that went on way too long. Went on way too fucking long.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably all of like 12 minutes, and it was entirely too long. Maybe not even 12 minutes. It felt like 12 fucking minutes. It just cut from like one bad fight to another bad fight to a shootout to another shootout to, and then the fucking nunchucks finally make their appearance. So
Yeah.
the girl practices her nunchucks twice in the movie. So I'm like, all right, they're building this up. She's gonna do some karate shit later. She has to, but there's no reason for her to be practicing nunchucks and not use them. And then she gets in a fucking fight and doesn't use the fucking nunchucks.
Yeah, and then she gets shot when she busts them out.
Yeah, she's got him over her shoulder. She gets shot, so she doesn't even get to use the fucking nunchucks that they got her practicing for no goddamn reason in this movie, dude.
During this fight scene, Miklo is not there because he went to Vegas because his lady loves Vegas.
Right.
But he gets, I don't know if you know this or if you notice this, but they're getting chased by the cops on his way back. He's leaving Vegas because he gets a call. His daughter's kidnapped or whatever. They're driving and he's like, shoot him. And he's driving. They're cutting back and forth to him driving all crazy and the police car. And you hear a bunch of machine gun sounds, dude. But there's no video of anybody getting shot.
Who's shooting?
His lady.
His lady's supposedly in the car shooting a machine gun.
The one that says, I love Vegas. They never give any resolve, and then he ends up showing up. He shows up at the parking lot where everybody, all the gangs showed up. But did you notice the homeless dude trying to start a fire?
Yes, the black guy that just sit there outside the door, and everybody's running in and out, and he's just sitting there.
Yep.
For no fucking reason. Like
no reason.
Why does he sit there starting a fire?
Against the wall. It's against the wall. It's not in well, and then after the third person walks by him, it's Miklo, and he attacks him. He attacks him.
Right. Unless he was specifically just waiting for him to come in. But there's so many people coming in and out of that door. And there's just some miscellaneous homeless guy. And then he decides to attack Miklo, of all people, for no good reason. And they're just fighting over this gun for a little bit. And then that was kind of it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he shot him or killed him. I think he just like pushed him off.
No, yeah, he hit him with the butt of the gun.
Okay. And then he
kept
makes
going.
Right.
And then he's facing off with the big bad Asian dude with the weird voice. And they're gonna play the Russian roulette, right? And that happens, and then he ends up he shoots him. He shoots Miklo. The Asian dude shoots Miklo, and then he falls over on a plastic table with his weight and girth, he should have probably went through that. But
Oh,
however,
he just kind of fell on it, right?
yeah, he went, oh, he kind of like just like laid on it, right?
Uh,
And then they come back to the Asian dude, and he's like, "Now it's your guys' turn." And then wait, no, Mikula's not dead. Just kidding. And
mhm,
he's holding a knife to him,
right,
and it was because it was a blank.
right.
And
That's right, because they mentioned that earlier
earlier they
in the
were trying
movie.
to do a lot of foreshadowing, dude, and it
Right.
just didn't pan out, man.
Yeah, I always put a blank in the first one in case they get a hold of my gun. It'll buy me some time because you never know, eh? And it managed to buy him some time after they played Russian roulette with it, though, right? Or was that a different gun?
No, the gun that it was like a legit real gun. He had bullets in that revolver when he's
Right.
talking
Yeah,
about how
I remember that. Yeah.
but
Then
that wasn't the same gun. That's the one that I'm talking about is where it's painted plastic, dude. Go back and watch.
yeah.
So when he's fighting the homeless dude, right? He has a rifle, like a cool looking rifle. So
Uh,
he hits the dude and runs in and he's pointing the rifle.
uh,
And then when they cut to the Asian dude and they cut back to him, he's holding the revolver.
I don't need this. I don't need this rifle.
Dude.
I'm gonna switch off to the revolver.
Yeah, so I think they that was a super bad edit. What they did there is like,
That was it. He goes back to making biscuits
yeah.
and then I think he hands it off to his son and is like, all right, the
And then
world
he
is
gets
yours.
political, dude. Like he's talking to him on the street and he starts talking about Bill Clinton and George Bush. I don't know if you made it that far.
No, I managed to finish the movie. I did, dude. I really did not think I was gonna fit. I was like, I can't do this. 10 minutes in, I'm like, this is so bad. My body, I was falling asleep, and I think it was my body's way of protecting me from watching it. Like, you know how your blood cells like fight off germs and shit like that. I think my body was like shutting itself down, so I would have to watch this movie because I wasn't tired. I didn't. It was like midday. I was not tired at all, but I'm sitting there just like trying to keep myself awake. My body was like, "Don't do it, dude.
Dude,
this is not good for you."
I've watched 3-hour movies and they felt like they flew by in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
This hour and 16-minute movie dragged so long, dude.
I can't wait I'm excited to finish watching part 2. Like I am because this one was so bad. This has to be worse. Long story short, this movie sucks. You should watch it just to see how bad it sucks, but don't fucking watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. Final thoughts. Yeah, this movie was really horrible, really horrible. It really sucked. So I wouldn't recommend it, but I wouldn't recommend it if you have half a brain, but if you just want to turn your brain off and have a laugh, right? Because that's kind of what I did. Or if you want to ask yourself the same question, like, what the fuck what the fuck did I just watch? Multiple times in the movie.
Yes.
This is definitely highly recommended on Tubi. You got any other final thoughts on this movie, Serge?
No, dude. I'm just glad it's over.